So, Dee Dee, as we talk about the historic course of Ironman Canada, it makes me always think of the other most historic course and race we have, of course, our Ironman World Championship in Kona, Hawaii. And folks, earlier you got to have a little Kona VR series teaser and you got to learn a little bit about what's going on. But today, for you all, we've brought in Ironman's Global Director of Training and Coaching, Earl Walton. And Earl is on the show today. First of all, Earl, what a great title. And thank you for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. I really appreciate it. It's not a bad title. I kind of like it. The job backs it up though. It's a good job, not just a good title.
There you go. Tell us about that job, Earl. We'd love to hear more about it.
Sure. Global Director of Coaching and Training means I get to do something I really love. I spend, the majority of my time is working with our network of 2,100 certified coaches. So I'm focused mostly on the Ironman U certification process. So making sure we have great education for the coaches, making sure the coaches know where they can find resources, and then working with them to find continuing education, connect them with the things that they need. What we've been doing a lot of this year is, as you guys are experiencing right now, we've got a whole host of new digital products that we've created for coaches. So we have an Ironman coaching app that we've built out, which allows coaches to sell training plans, connect with their athletes one-on-one. We've also got this amazing VR platform, which, the hardest thing with coaches right now is to give athletes goals and set things up for them. So we're really excited about what the VR can help us provide the coaches. So we worked a lot with that stuff lately.
Now, earlier in the show, Earl, we got a teaser of the new Kona VR series that's launching next week with VR 22. Can you tell us a little bit about designing the 5-week block and how the master coaches helped and what athletes have to look forward to in that 5-week block?
Sure. Yeah. If you want to talk about the cool parts of my job, this is probably one of the coolest highlights I've had so far. I have the really great opportunity to work with our master coaches. If you don't know who those guys are, we've got Paula Newby-Fraser, Mark Allen, Dave Scott, Matt Dixon, and Lance Watson. So, working with them on a regular basis as advisors who've helped us not only build the education process for Ironman U, but really, especially in the pandemic, they've really been, they've been super generous with their time and their energy. And one of the concepts that we've worked on is this Kona block and the idea of, how do we celebrate our season that didn't happen, right? So we haven't had a race season, but the reality is we've all been in this kind of funk, and we know that Kona has always been this traditional highlight for everyone. So we started to concept ways to make it exciting and make it interesting. And I'll tell you, when you work with a room full of world champions, I mean, it's like there's unmatched enthusiasm that is combined with this world champion mindset of we want it to be the best. We want it to be, every workout's got to be right. Every piece of it's got to be on point. So we've built up this Kona block to celebrate the athletic community, but also to really provide, real honest to God training and advice and input for our athletes.
That's great, Earl. Thank you so much. I mean, you get me fired up. When I heard about this, I definitely got I started looking forward to the next several weekends and including looking forward to October. So in addition to this Ironman VR Kona series, athletes are able to take on challenges and learn from those guys you mentioned and gals and Paulas and all these amazing resources. So tell us about the challenges and how it's going to help our athletes prepare in a smart way for future races.
Yeah, this is one of the really cool pieces of it. So every week in the VR, what we've done is we've broken it down into blocks. So if you're a coach or an athlete, you go through certain training blocks to prepare. You guys know that. So if I'm getting ready, we kind of took those themes and we made each week a block. So we've got 1 week dedicated to speed, 1 week dedicated to strength, 1 week dedicated to endurance, 1 to preparation, and 1 to knowledge. And each coach has kind of taken ownership of that time, and they've given us workouts from their kind of personal library, personal favorites that really execute or challenge an athlete in those aspects. So if you're looking for a speed workout from Paula Newby-Fraser, from Dave Scott, or from the top coaches in the world, all you've got to do is follow us along for the next few weeks. If you just do those challenges, you're literally going to get a world-class workout 3 times a week delivered to your door. It's pretty awesome.
That's so fantastic, Earl. Now, how is the Kona VR series going to give the athletes a taste of the Kona race experience when we're nowhere near Kona?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm sitting here, I'm watching the Canada course, and I'm just amazed by it. What we've done is we've worked with Ruby, and we've worked with Rock Fry. Rock Fry is our director of the World Championship events, and he helped us kind of take our Kona course and break it down into segments. So he said to Rock, he said, hey, listen, let's talk about Kona for a little bit. We'll talk about underwear runs another time, but for right now, Rock, let's talk about the course. And we said, break the course down into segments for us where you feel like this is where it's going to test your speed, your strength, your knowledge. And he gave us those courses. And Ruby, what you can do on Ruby now is you're going to have that 140.6 mile course where you can go on to Ruby and you can move your avatar to a certain location. I want to start at the top of Palani Hill, and I know at the top of Palani I start a nice section where I can go fast and I can get some speed. I'm going to work on speed in there. Or it's going to take you out to Hawi, and you can move your avatar out to Hawi, start at the base of Hawi, climb up, and then cruise back down. So it's been really fun to have all that kind of, Kona legend stuff packed into the week. And then on top of that, we've got all the other incredible stuff. We have incredible amounts of input from coaches about training. We have, if you do that Ironman Plus section on the virtual club, you're going to see so much information about how to train, how to prepare, stories about past Kona finishers, and just some really fun stuff to kind of get you pumped up and psyched.
Very, very good. Very good indeed. So you're getting me pumped up. Tell me a little bit about Kona Week racing options and some of the stuff that you guys have created to make that 140.6 goal attainable for other folks.
Yeah, we've, as much as I'd love to say that I could, and maybe this was influenced by my own personal fitness here a little bit, Michael, but we had to break it up a little bit. So we've got 3 options. We have a 7-day option where you can complete the 140.6 miles over 7 days. You have a 3-day option where you can complete it over 3 days. And then you have a 1-day, 17-hour, not even 1 day, 17 hours traditional Ironman start and stop finish time for those folks that are ready to go. And I know there's people out there that are ready to go. I know athletes I talked to that are ready to go. One other aspect that I want to make sure I mention is that on the platform now, you can switch out your first leg for a swim or a run. Just recognizing that around the world, there's different levels of access to pools. You can do the swim or a run option. So if you're stuck without a pool and you don't have access, you make your day a duathlon. If you've got pool access, you can go for it and get out there and get the swim in as well.
So good.
That's so good. That's so great, Earl. We're certainly excited. We're starting to learn bits and pieces about the Kona VR series, and Michael and I are certainly excited for all of your efforts, and I know the athletes are super excited to see what's in store. A lot of learning and a lot of good training in preparation for the main event. So, Earl, thanks so much for your time. Great to have you with us. And since green means preem, we're going to turn it back to our racers now and check in with them as they're tackling preem number 2. Earl, thanks so much.